Well, oh, yes. I was about to say, like, this is an alpha we never shouted out, but we did actually. But this is the last one of this, from what I can see. Yeah, there's one explained SCPs of there that we get to see later, but this is the last one. The alpha is called, I don't know how to pronounce it, Devereux, like very French. Let me actually show you guys how it looks like. See, this is the. So I also, so I'm not sure how to actually pronounce that, but this SCP is the last one of theirs. And it's been a hot minute since we had them. Literally 2010. It's been over 900. Oh, it's yes, no iPod. It's an iPhone that takes your eyes away. that was, oh my god, that was a while back. Came out like a year ago on my channel. Damn. Over a year. That's crazy to think about. That that one of the first ones in Series 3 came out in November, the 5th of November, 2024. Damn. This is the last short Series 3 SCP. Okay, gotcha. The other two are long, you told me, yeah. Well, Devereux, Ashes of the Fallen. Here we go. Object class, safe. Speculative procedures, SCP-2997 is Diaden 6 still here? Are you still around? Is Zeno still here? Zeno was like, yeah, I have to be here for the end of it, and I'm like, I haven't seen them say anything in a while. Object class, safe. Speculative procedures, SCP-2997 is to be stored in a high-value observation chamber. It is to be placed on a pedestal in the center of its chamber, and every surface is to have cameras installed as to monitor the activities of -2. In the event that SCP-2997's tracking chip exists, Site-242, Mobile Task Force Lambda 37, Geiger counters is to be dispatched immediately in an effort to retrieve SCP-2997. Description: SCP-2997 is an ornate urn constructed of smoky quartz originating from Japan in the 16th century. A variety of quartz whose coloration comes from free silicon formed by irradiation acting on silicon dioxide. It absorbs all forms of radiation coming into contact with it except for visible light. There are two Japanese inscriptions on SCP-2997 that read, "Remember that you are dust, and to dust you shall return, and they believe." By the way, I have a question, guys. When I'm in Switzerland, do you want me to like do the SCPs 1 hour earlier? Because the reason why I'm asking is, in the UK, I start at my 9 in the evening, right? And that's for me a perfect time to read, because like a lot of times when an SCP takes like 3 to 4 hours, it's like midnight to 1 o'clock, which is like perfect for me, because at 2 in the morning I usually go to bed anyway. But then when I'm in Switzerland, I of course try to keep track of like being consistent with the time, but then it's 10 o'clock here. So a lot of the SCP readings go past the time I usually go to bed. So I'm thinking when I'm in Switzerland, if I should stream at least SCP, not the video game stuff. If I should stream the SCP stuff an hour earlier. And then, but then like in the UK, I go back to being the same as always. Because I don't think I can do 8 o'clock at the UK, because I have stuff to do. For me, it's better. Yeah, no, I had a feeling. I don't really mind when you start reading, and also do not sound like that, but I don't care when you start. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Just asking, because I prefer starting at 9 o'clock in both countries. I understand that like 9 o'clock in the UK is not any better for Casabon, but for me personally, I think 9 is just a better reading time. 9 o'clock is just a much easier, less stressful reading time than 10 o'clock, because then I'm like, oh, it's already midnight and I still have like 6 more to read. So I'm just throwing that idea out there. So yeah. Yeah, exactly. I know that Casablanca is in the same. I know that you both are in the same time zones, but like I'm thinking for myself, like if it's like it would be like less stressful, and then for Casablanca, Switzerland, changes would be more beneficial. Yeah, only 3 SCP left. -1 is a pile of human ashes contained within SCP-2997. It constantly releases a varying amount of gamma radiation. The amount of radiation released at any given point has ranged from lethal to I never heard this word before. Infinitesimal. Or maybe I heard, but I never read it. Or had to never read it out loud. -2 is a collective designation for a group of 2-dimensional figures that may be seen on any surface with a direct line of sight to SCP-2997. Instances of -2 resemble nuclear shadows of human beings of variable age, gender, height, weight, etc. Nuclear shadows. It gives Dr. AfroFluff a gold star for doing a good SCP reading job. Yeah, better after fucking 3000. A phenomenon caused by an object or life form absorbing the radiation from a nuclear blast that will normally have a bleaching effect on the surface located behind it, resulting in a dark area or shadow wherever the object or life form blocked the radiation from bleaching. Gotcha, like that's like a fucking like, yeah, gotcha. Instances of -2 can be seen performing many different actions, but most common ones resemble praying at an altar, treating burns, conversing, or attending what resembles a Roman Catholic Mass. All attempts at communication with instances of -2 have been unsuccessful. SCP-2997 was found in the basement of the Church of St. Joseph in Omura, Japan. Kind of weird to hear a church called St. Joseph in Japan. But at the same time, so many religions have gone to Japan, so it kind of doesn't surprise me. Japan where it was being used as a centerpiece in a shrine. The search was launched following multiple reports of an urn of souls in a church somewhere near Nagasaki, Japan. A squad from Mobile Task Force Chi-3 Exorcist was dispatched to ascertain the existence of and retrieve it. Upon arrival at the Church of St. Joseph, MTF Chi-3 was attacked by a member of the congregation who was praying at the shrine containing SCP-2997 at the time. He was successfully sedated and all witnesses were questioned about SCP-2997 before receiving amnestics. The priest at the Church of St. Joseph produced a burned piece of parchment from a safe and claimed that he found it and SCP-2997 resting on a piece of the altar from Urakami Cathedral on a small pile of rubble. Urakami Cathedral was a Roman Catholic cathedral located 500 meters away from the epicenter of the nuclear explosion over Nagasaki. Now it clicks. Yeah, of course. I mean, the more I read Nagasaki, yeah, of course, I immediately was like, oh yeah, that's where the nuclear bomb happened. But also now the nuclear shadows also make sense. It was in mass at the time of the bombing, and all inside were killed. A transcript of the document can be found in Addendum 2. Addendum 1 on an instance of -2 resembling Canis lupus familiaris which is, yeah, we know, a domestic dog, was seen walking with 2 instances of -2 that resembled men carrying rifles. Addendum 2, a transcript of the document recovered with SCP-2997. Jesus said to her, I am the resurrection and the life. He who believes in me will live, even though he dies. And whoever lives and believes in me will never die. Do you believe this? Below the words are the seals of the Archangel Michael, Raphael, and Gabriel. Yeah, technically it happened, right? And they never die because like the nuclear shells are still doing regular things. Crazy. Okay. Oh, I know what smoky quartz looks like. I have a friend who works with a lot of minerals, and she has like showed me. Thanks to her, I've like looked into a lot of like mineral stones, and smoky quartz is like very cool looking. I actually really, I think it's like one of my favorites. So what's happening here in Discord right now? Okay. All right. Taking the tragedy of a nation and making it creepy, you know? Because I feel like if I went anywhere and like the nuclear shadow of something is like moving around and doing regular things, I'd be like, this place is haunted. I ain't staying here. Also, I'm not staying here because of the radiation. Majority reason why I'm not staying here is the radiation. That's for sure. That's for sure.